I'm kind of reaching out to other people outside of Clubhouse, and kind of I want to be able to merge my Instagram with the Clubhouse and just kind of, combine everyone together, which is amazing because I love just uniting different variations of people, conscious and non-conscious. I feel like the unity of people is very important for me.
Right. Unity consciousness, coming together, like they say, community, community,
Right.
community. So Nasli, when you're on Clubhouse, what are the topics that you usually enjoy talking about?
I love talking about I it, sometimes most of the time I love just letting things flow. I want to hear what other people's perspectives are. Um, you never know what you get on Clubhouse. It's such a amazing platform that I've came across. For the most part, I love I talk about TV shows. I love talking about my studies that I love science. I'm a big nerd, as most people would call it. I love talking about my art. I like talk about what I've come across. It's so many variations I can go through.
Right.
But most of the time, I love having conversation with different people, and I like the surprise, the conversation.
Yeah.
I don't like to plan out conversation. I actually, out of my co-host, I'm actually the less organized, and I kind of bring in the element of surprise, and I kind of never plan out. I never really have any notes, and he's the one who sort of has the notes, and he opens everything and initiates, and I'm sort of just like I come in, just bring in my own firebender.
Right.
Welcome.
You bring that firebender energy. We're the same when it comes to sometimes the the best preparation is no preparation. You prepare with your energy, you prepare with your presence. Someone once told me, Nasli, and you might agree that, sometimes the best ability is availability, just showing up, just being here, just being near. Some people just need someone to listen to, because when you're so vulnerable, you have the vulnerability. I think that's one of your best abilities, is vulnerability. And there's power in that, there's strength in that, because whenever you're in these pranic groups, you share your story, you know? You share your struggles, you share your trials, you share your tribulations, you share the frustrations, you share the elation, right? And there's a celebration with the group, because everyone's listening to you sharing and daring to share. It takes a lot of courage to share what you do on that group.
Definitely took me a while to get to that space. I'm still working on getting to an element where I'm sort of expressing myself. I have moments where it's very ugly, it's very messy. Um, I feel like some people have a hard time doing that because it takes absolute courage, where it feels very naked. It's like walking in the street completely naked, and it's that frightening moment of like, oh, everyone's judging me, everyone's looking at me, and I'm still kind of working on being comfortable and saying, you know what, I'm okay with that. But it's going to be an interesting journey for me. But I'm enjoying it so far. I've reminded myself with the journey of authenticity is important as a creator.
Authenticity, absolutely. Authenticity has no competition. Like they say, an original is always worth more than a copy. From the painting to the person. So you're very authentic. Completely authentic. And we talk about the messiness. How did you learn how to go through the messiness to reveal or to see the masterpiece underneath?
Learning to share is important, and sharing with others that actually show their presence to you and show you that it's okay to, you know, lean onto us, you know, in times of need. You know, it's okay to, you know, cry. You know, you know, I tell people it's okay to just cry it out if you want to. Like sometimes it doesn't have to be words. It Conversations for me is a difficult one sometimes because I tend to just run away. Had it, and I still kind of do it, but I'm kind of getting more and more used to sort of being not an escaper, but someone who sticks there and says, you know what, I'm gonna do that for myself, so that, you know, that's what leaders are. You know, it's like you're showing other people that it's okay to stick in that messiness and not get too comfortable. You know, don't get uncomfortable about it. You know, even if it's uncomfortable, just feel it out. I mentioned it in the other group, feeling that messiness, because a lot of the times when we go into that root awakening of spirituality is that we get so OCD about messiness, and we don't want this side of, you know, the darkness and the ugly. But I feel like it's part of you. So I do it through my creativity. I actually made it upon myself to, even if I'm not feeling okay, it's just, you know what, just record. You know, what's on my mind. Some people, they like to journals. I tend to get my phone, voice memo. I've probably got a whole lot of videos in there, but just saying what's on my mind, and then not even editing what's on there, and then sharing it. And then I'm starting to see that that's actually being more beneficial than it being people are actually hating it. I think more people actually want people to be vulnerable and not just be all fake and be like, I'm just so amazing, I'm this, but it's sharing that messiness with other people.
Right. Right. I agree. You know, sharing the message, like, even if it feels like messiness, there's a message in the mess, you know? It's
Yeah.
like you see it, you know? And I mean, perfection is not relatable, you know? It's not relatable, but when someone is showing or putting a mask, it's hard to get. So just peeling back layers, you know, kind of like an onion. They got onions over here, you know, you peel them back, and then, like you said, the tears start to come down, right?
Yeah.
The tears start to appear, the fears disappear. You peel back those layers, and then you see what's underneath. You find the ways that you are whole and you're complete, you know? So I love the way that you do it, the way that you do it in your own uniqueness, because that's a gift. And I love what you said also, Nasli, about being a leader. One of my mentors told me that the way to spell leader is EXAMPLE. That's how you spell leader, because you're leading by example. You know, you're showing people the way. So Nabiha just said down here, she said, the more you do it, it gets easier. I believe in you, Nasli, because the world needs to hear your thoughts. You know that she believes in you, right?
Yeah. Yeah. She actually, before this live, she was like, stay in flow, let it all, you know, calm down,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and then just go with the flow. Just keep
Right.
it. She kept it simple, and I
Yeah,
loved it.
simplicity, you know? When you said before, Nasli, that you used to feel like an escaper, did you say escaper? Is that how
Yeah,
you called it?
yeah,
What,
and escape.
when was that? And what was that feeling for you? That feeling of always needing to escape. What were you trying to escape?
Um, not not showing up for myself, and not able to have the difficult conversation um in friendships and other different types of relationships. It's like it's hard to stick with it because it feels like I say to people, it feels like a pressure cooker, and sometimes um learning the practice of sort of, you know, working with that pressure cooker and slowing it down, and not seeing that uncomfortable conversation as an enemy, but a lesson. You know, like you said, layers of information. You know, the messiness with the message. So it's I'm a very intense person, so when it comes to someone who's more intense than me, it feels like stars colliding. Like, just not to sound so philosophical, but it's like I feel a lot. Like, my emotions actually is one of the things that I'm learning to just sort of say, you know what, I need to work on my emotions and master it. And once I master my emotion, I'm able to go through it without having to just be like, you know what, I don't want to talk to you, or go run away, and like a princess, just flying off. But it's gotta be a long journey to. It's not there yet. I'm gonna be honest with that, but not not running from it, because I feel like I'm getting to a point where I'm like, I'm tired. I'm tired of running. Um, there probably will be points where I'm like, I'm not tired, but I'm I'm seeing it. I feel like it's not. I feel like we tend to forget, or we forget the reminder of being aware and sticking in that presence of awareness, and then not forgetting that lesson and saying, I see you. We go stick with that and remember it, because we get so caught up on going next and next and next and next, So it is hard. I know for those who are coming in, hello. It's very hard to stick in things. Sometimes it's using your words and saying, you know what, right now, it's not escaping, but saying, right now I can't deal with it. Can I come back to the conversation? And when I calm down, then have that conversation. And I think that's what I'm going to start doing, is using my voice and communicating rather than getting so frustrated or being abrupt and, being rash. So hope that answered it. I can be very lengthy with my with my answers. I like to go
I
in.
love that. I love that. So you still your waters, those emotional waters. The tide can ebb and flow. It can come in and come out, and it can feel like a rushing river, like rapids sometimes. But it seems like when you still those waters, you can see clearly.
Yeah.
You can see what's on the surface, and you can feel that much more purpose. It's like so you're not like a volcano, like erupting with the lava. Because you were talking about a pressure cooker. Are you talking about like one of these?
Yeah. Oh,
That's how
yes.
you feel?
Yeah. That like it's
That pressure.
it's like just like the star when it's formulating. I'm gonna get a little sciencey for you, like, oh, I can't escape. But it feels like that tightness. But sometimes when you're in that tightness, you have to let that just flow it out, flow it out. Oh God. Maybe said Jerome in the kitchen.
Yeah, we cooking. Right now we're cooking together. This is what they call conversation cuisine, right?
You know what? I'm kind of just. You know what? I could have called that. That should have been the title of the cooking cuisine.
Yeah, we cooking, cooking with Nasli. Nourishment with Nasli, right? We
My co-host.
conversations with Nasli. Right?
He said,
What?
what's he said? Oh gosh, I'm trying to get used to like scrolling. It
We're
all
all
comes full
from,
circle.
yeah.
He already knows, my co-host already knows. He says Nestle with the scientific analogies. I'm always
Oh,
doing that.
and tell me, because I would love to actually get that correct. How do I pronounce your correct?
My
Yeah,
name?
how do I pronounce it correctly?
Oh no, it's Nestle. Nestle.
Nestle?
Yeah, just like the chocolate. I
Oh,
always
like
say that to
Nestle,
you.
Nestle Quick.
Yes.
Okay, so we used to have Nestle back in the day. That's easy to remember. Okay, I remember the Nestle. We would pour the powder in the milk and we would stir it up. That would be our Nestle Quick. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so
Yeah.
good, good, good. So you were talking about, the intensity and having that propensity for intensity sometimes. Do you enjoy the intensity? And have you ever had somebody who said, okay, Nestle, you're a little too intense? How did you feel about that?
I think at first I would be like, kind of like, oh, you think I'm too intense? Like, if you feel like it's like a hurt, like, you know, someone punches you, like, oh wow. But then I think I noticed that is 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 part of me, but then I'm also like, I need to learn to sort of realize is that be the flowing dragon. I am a dragon, but be the flowing, elegant dragon where I have to learn to be. I think my next stage of being a dragon is being the elegant dragon that just flows. Was it the avatar that the dragon? Yeah, just be like that, flow. Um,
Yeah.
but it did hurt at first, but I'm learning to sort of get used to it and be like, yeah, I am intense. I'm being okay with that.
Yeah, in Avatar, you're talking about the last Airbender, right?
Oh, it's coming out, isn't it? Oh, has it
But,
come out?
but are you talking about one of the old episodes from the cartoon?
Yes, I believe. My memory tends to flash in and out. I'm working on my memory,
No,
but
that's a wonderful memory, you know? So there was an episode I remember where uh, Zuko, Prince Zuko was with Aang, and they both met the dragons because Uncle Iroh was friends with the dragons, and they did the dragon dance together, and there was a blue
mhm.
and dragon that came
Yeah,
around
there you go.
and flowed. You're talking about that episode?
Hmm.
Okay, okay. That was a beautiful episode because, you know, Avatar Aang was working with fire, and in the beginning, fire was a very tough element for the airbender, you know, to work with fire because without that control of the intensity, he could easily burn down a whole forest, right? He could burn his friends, he could burn his loved ones, he could burn his, you know, the people that he cared about. He could burn them with that intensity. If he didn't know how to harness it, if he didn't know how to guide it and give it that correct outlet. But then people
Right.
like Zuko came around. You know, Zuko had been through all that thing, and he taught him that fire doesn't have to burn. It doesn't have to destroy. It can warm, right? It can be a source of warmth, source of heat in cold nights. Fire breath, fire breathing, right?
Right.
It can pick you up. It can enliven you, and that solar plexus energy that you talked about. It can give you more purpose. It can give you more confidence. It can give you more enthusiasm, more energy when you kindle that inner flame. So
Right.
that I love that you talk about the dragon. That spirit of the dragon is within you.
Yeah. And I think I'm starting to be more grateful to not get the fire to consume me and let it sort of be part of me and being okay with that intensity and being like, it's part of me and I can't push it away. Because I think I've tried to do that thing where I push it away. And it's a beautiful art. I'm excited. I'm excited. Um,
What do
okay.
you feel grateful for when it comes to your fire, when it comes to that that you don't push away? What are you grateful for today? Feel like it allows you to do when you flow through?
Say that again. It kind of chopped up.
What does your inner flame allow you to do when you let it flow through?
It actually attracts more opportunities. People are more open to sort of do things with me rather than sort of where I did close myself off and I would sort of have people uh just sort of be like, I don't want to work with you. You see it like when you have that when you let that light come out, people want to just be near you and be around you and comfort you. So um we were talking about the fiber that so Dutro Snowy said he had to channel the velocity and intensity. He learned that it's not all Aggression. Yes. I think I had that problem where at school where people actually have a nickname for me and say, Miss Angry. Oh no, Miss Angry, she's going to explode. And I used to hate that because I was like, um, someone's saying that the voice is choppy. Is it coming from my end? Hopefully not. Someone's mentioned that. I'm sorry. Someone's in the comments. Um, but what I was saying was I kind of lost my train of thought.
So yeah, you said Nestle. Nestle, you were saying that they used to call you Miss Angry, or they said, "Oh, she's going to explode. She's so angry," right?
Right.
But then you were what else after that?
And I'll get hurt for it because I'll be like, I'm not being angry. It's sort of I'm being passionate, and I feel like I've learnt. I don't know if you came across human design. It's like I have the what they call the generator energy. So it's sort of it has like the root, the solar plexus, the heart. So the bottom part is like the ferocious energy, and people and a lot of the times with the generator we're very passionate. So it's like manifesting generator and a generator, and we those types of groups we're meant to sort of magnetize and bring this sort of light. And a lot of times our light tends to sort of put off people because they'd be like, oh my god, there's so much energy, I can't handle it. But we're not angry, it's just we're passionate. And that's what sort of, when it comes to fire, people get kind of caught up and say, oh, it's dangerous, but it's not dangerous, you know, because it's like it's a tool of power. But I'm getting used to it.
Yeah, you know, you're getting used to it. I mean, even Avatar Aang had to get used to his elements, right? Right? Aang had to get used to it. He wasn't used to it in the beginning. I mean, airbending, he was used to it. That's his element, you know? But then there were other things that he had to get used to that he wasn't used to.
Right,
So it's like people have these concepts about, oh, you're cocky. They see it as cockiness, whereas you see it as I'm confident,
right,
right? Somebody sees, oh, you're so aggressive. Why are you so arrogant? Why are you
right,
so angry? But you see it as passionate. I'm passionate, right?
right.
So there's a, you know, and it's not for everyone else to see in that moment, but for you to understand, you know, for you to know for yourself. And do you ever take it personally today if people kind of see you that way?
Um, I'm learning to not make it personal, and if it does get to a point where it gets to my heart, where I'm like, oh, it is getting to me. Um, I sort of just say it's not. Remember, someone's told me is know yourself better than everyone else does, so that it doesn't affect you. Make sure that you're able to, and you know, just laugh about it. Honestly, the best thing you could do is laugh. If you know it gets to that point, just laugh about it. And hey, I do this thing where you know it might annoy people, and I know someone in the audience know. I'll sing it out. You know, someone mentioned it in Clubhouse. It was a great tip. They're like, hey, just sing it out, and I'm like, ever since then I started singing it out, and I'm like, if you think I'm angry, then it's on you. Nah, I'm not gonna take it personally, cause it's on me. Because, and it might annoy people, but I feel like, hey, if you're gonna get annoyed, I'm gonna have fun.
Right? Might as well.
You
Might as well. And I love
know?
you sing it out, you laugh it out. You know, Nestle, laughter is medicine. Laughter is, you know, it's healing, it's revealing, and they say laughter is free and you can't OD, right? You can't have too much of laughter. It's like it disperses, it releases so much of that energy, so much of that pent up energy. It can just let it go and let it flow. That's one of the best ways to
Yeah,
flow. Yeah.
because I was looking through the Mayan astrology and I was studying through that. And on my challenges, which is funny, it was mentioning the blue monkey, and it was dealing with the inner child, and along with the aspects of this red solar dragon, which is my aspect, but it's that combination of mother and child, and being able to switch between that mother and child relation to myself, nourishing myself, but also having, when there's times of trouble, sort of find that joy in the gloomy, and in the times where you get hurt. But that challenges, because I remember when I was younger, I'll take a lot of things personally. I'll not take jokes slightly. I'll like be like, what is so funny? Like, aren't you not taking me seriously? But I feel like not everyone is not meant to hurt you, and I feel like sometimes we forget to sort of look within ourselves and say, what is the issue? What is causing you, for you to be like, people are not taking you seriously? Are you not taking yourself seriously? Are you too harsh on yourself? Are you not finding the joy within yourself, that you can't handle people who are just simply just what they call picking with you, but it's sort of like they actually enjoy your presence. They like to be witty, and so learning through different relationships and friendships, I've learned to sort of just be like, let my serious Capricorn energy down to a joyful loving, so yeah, it's I'm looking back and I'm gonna say is I've grown. And I think one of the things I have a trouble thing is being grateful. Grateful for how much I've grown, uh, how much I've come far, and not so much of like, I haven't grown. And I think that's what happens, right? When you've grown so much, you forget all the amount of times you've grown. You're like, I haven't grown. And then you get to that point where you're complaining, which is not where we want to go to. We want to be like, you know what? I've grown a lot. Give myself, a break. And
It's like giving yourself your flowers, you know?
right.
I love that. Thank you for sharing that. You know? Thank you.
The people say we are projecting everything, so it's important to ask ourselves and check our frequency frequently. that's a tongue twister for me.
Yeah, frequently. You know, whatever you do frequently becomes your frequency. And it sounds like you're being very introspective or introspective. Yeah, your internal perspective is introspective. And it's, embracing yourself among the collective, right?
Right.
You see people's perceptions on you, but you're saying, okay, Don Miguel Ruiz, he wrote a book called The Four Agreements. And the agreement number 2 is don't take things personally. And when you said that, becoming the mother to yourself, like the mother and child dynamic, there are times that you're saying you've had to mother yourself.
Yeah, where I had
Okay.
to learn to be. There's gosh, if I can find it, I'm going to. I wrote it down. Luckily, I've grabbed it, so I was taking notes. I know, guys, this is supposed to be a sketchbook, but I wrote it at the back of my sketchbook, and I was studying through the Red Solar Dragon again. Oh gosh, it tipped over. See, I just laughed through it. Even if the phone falls. I was studying through the Red Dragon, which is very important for me, and just understanding again, being introspective. And it said, um, the Red Dragon gives a particular shape to our intention, which is to seek the right nourishment, and that gives us the opportunity to get in touch with our true essence that lives within us, becoming ourselves a dragon, thus embodying the deepest and oldest nature of our planet, which is very key. I was specific about it, but the right nourishment, because not every nourishment is good for us.
So
So,
you wrote that?
no, I did not write that, unfortunately.
But when
Can't
you
take that.
but when you read that, like, what feeling did it give you to read those words? Like, what did those words give you that you felt like you couldn't connect or you couldn't see before?
Having having um that touchy sort of relationship with food, and not connecting with food, and not being able to connect with, just being able to just sort of see myself. Like, a lot of times when you're selfless, it's like you tend to help other people, but they never tell you is that you give other people, but then a lot the other time is you forget to receive, being caught again. You get that uncomfortability of not receiving, which then becomes detrimental to yourself. So I had to learn to be like, what, listening to my body through food and saying, what's going to nourish me? What types of people I want to be around? Um, so reading this was like, I'm telling you, I was dancing. I was dancing. I was just like, oh my God, I finally found, because I'm a truth seeker. So when I actually find something, it's great, all the information in the world. But again, not every information is right information, because when it becomes the right information for you, it becomes comforting, because it's like clarity and truth. And it's like, I finally found it. This is what I was looking for. And it's like a confirmation that you've been feeling. So it's been like a big, like a big weight over my shoulder. So I was very glad when I came across it, and I've researched this and looked for it through many articles just to find this stuff, and it translated it from Italy to English, but I used like the translating tool to translate this. So whoever wrote, going to I'm a I'm gonna give myself a moment of being grateful for the person who actually wrote this, because if they didn't write this, again, we are all leaders. We are all shining the light that we need each other for, So I'm grateful for finding this. I am.
Yeah, I'm grateful that you shared it with us. It's really a message that can connect a lot of dots for many people. And I love that you found it for yourself. I love that it spoke to you, that it resonated with you. And taking that moment to be grateful for whoever wrote this. Like, I'm grateful for this information. Like you said you're a truth seeker. You seek these things, and then they say whatever you're seeking for is seeking for you. Whatever you're looking for is looking for you. So the two of you are kind of coming together in that way. That information wants to be with you, wants to be near. So when you're talking about this, these are really big revelations. And it sounds like it wasn't always the same. You weren't always able to take that moment just to be grateful.
Right. Not being able to take that moment of gratitude.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like with Capricorns, we tend to sort of be on that go, go, go mode. The goat, just keep on moving, keep on, just like Finding Dory. Just keep swimming, and then forget how much you've grown. It's 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 a big growth for me, and learning to not be ungrateful and complain and be like, and it's not just that people are saying that you've grown so much, it's sort of, you have to do it for yourself, because that's really where it be like a big relief, because you're like, you finally see it from that side, and you're like, because a lot of times people could tell you all the things they could tell you, they can know it, but if it's not coming, from there, it don't mean anything. And someone's missed amazing live harnessing your it factor, Nasli, because you have that in abundance. Grow and continue to prosper. Thank you, co-host. I do truly love him. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. So, so you said before, there were many times, it sounds like, has it been easier to give than it is to receive?
Yes. It was very difficult to see. Like, I was very stubborn to see it. And I get so caught up on helping people. I mean, give my last dollar to people, and learning. It's sort of like that mother energy, sort of just give, but learning to just sort of be like, it's okay to receive. It's okay to, you know, be rewarded. It's okay to have that abundance. It's not there to be taken away from you. It's a blessing. Take it. Someone gives you a gift. I used to be like, oh no, I don't want this gift. It's okay, you could take it back. But now I'm just so like just being grateful
Right.
and saying, which is a hard thing for me, being grateful.
Right.
But yeah.
Because when you said, oh no, like if somebody is offering you a gift, like here, not Nestle, take it, it's yours, it's for you. What within you felt like, oh no, you can, no, keep it. I don't. Was it that you didn't want it? Was it that you felt you didn't need it? Was it that you felt you were unworthy to receive it?
It it wasn't coming from that sense. It was sort of like anytime um anytime someone's giving me something, and this is this is what I've unpacked, is that it's sort of like people give me something and then expect, oh, I've given you this, I've given you that, but it came from not a loving place, but it came from oh, I've given you everything, you better do this for me or that for me. And I'm just like, well, then that gift didn't really matter, did it? It didn't come from a place of love. It just came from an exchange on what at that time I wasn't able to give you, but it wasn't out of unconditional. So I sort of just feel like I'm gonna just work hard and earn whatever I want to earn, and and that kind of blocked me off and from other people and from other blessings. So um, I'm, I'm grateful that I come across people that would give me gifts and just be like, no, you take it, go ahead. And I'll just be like, oh my, like I remember this one moment in the summer, and this woman was like, well, my husband doesn't really, I brought this, he doesn't really eat strawberry, now I don't know where to give it. And I just happened to sit at the front, and I was just like, just enjoying the sun. And then she was like, hey, you can have it. I was like, oh, I was ready to just give her money. She said, no, here you go. And I actually was thinking of like, I was like, I really want strawberries right now. And she just was right there. And that moment, I think I was like, I'm actually grateful. And I'm enjoying the blessings that's coming and the opportunity, and not being scared of it, and not seeing if, oh, is there like a scheme behind it? Is there like, yeah.
That's powerful, Nestle. That's so powerful. So it sounds like, you were able to let go of the skepticism, the cynicism, the thing within you would maybe block that blessing. Maybe say like, oh, what is this person up to? What are they
Right.
scheming, right? What are they thinking? What are they planning? What are they plotting? Do they want something
Right.
to earn? Right? Is it something that I have earned? Right? So what have we learned? You know, that's a beautiful lesson to know that it doesn't always have to be that way. That sometimes they just want you to receive, you know?
Right.
It's a beautiful way to be.
It is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm,
So, wow. Wow. You know, taking that step back to say, okay, I accept this. And they say, no, nothing in return. And you're like, okay. Because Nabiha says, I know how hard it is to receive. I know exactly what you mean by people not giving from a place of love, but expecting something in return, and you feel like you owe them something. So that feeling of like, I owe you now I owe you, now I'm in your debt. Is that the feeling that you would sometimes get?
yeah, it will feel like well it wasn't it didn't feel like a gift to me. It feels like I'm receiving death to you because it's like, well, like you said, constant. It feels like work when it's supposed to feel like love. It's supposed to feel like, because people tend to not understand is that when people give unconditionally giving is actually you're allowing people to grow in that love and say, you know what, I really want to give them something back. And even though that person didn't expect something, they actually created this thing of like, I really want to give something, like she or he's giving me something. I feel like they deserve it, you know? So it's like the unexpected actually creates the expected without having to even realize it.
Can you say that again, Nestle? So the unexpected creates the expected?
Yes, yes, it does.
That's interesting. That's interesting. I never heard anybody break it down like that. That it creates that. So that's the cause to the effect, the
Yeah,
unexpected. When you don't expect, you open the door for like all possibility. You create the expected when it's not expected.
right.
It's paradox.
And the paradox which actually confuses people deeply.
Right.
And for someone who is a very calculated and assumes, looks through things and research and be like trying to find the reasons of why in life, it's like that doesn't make sense. It's like maths. Maths does not. Maths is it makes sense, but it doesn't make sense because cosmologically, it's a very abstract field. People don't, one plus one may equal two in this realm, but probably it equals three. So it's not an exact, it's not an exact calculation, but
Yeah.
learning to be in that flow is helping me sort of open my brain. And I think having conversations like this allows me sort of just be like, just documenting it, and be like, and looking back. I tend to I stay in the flow of things, but I think, like I said, I'm gonna mention it again. Um, how I create videos is putting myself on an unexpected situation. Don't even watch the video at all. Um, Edit maybe the front or the back of the intro and the outro, and then when it's released, it was like, I didn't know about this, or I really resonated with that. I'm like, me too. I'm watching it with you, like I'm the audience. It's very interesting for a creator. It's like a creator needs to be the audience, the teacher has to be the student, and the scientist has to be the experiment. So it's like you have to be the other side in order to, so it's the cause and effect.
Yes. Yes. That was beautiful. That is beautiful. You're opening my brain right now. You know, you talk about opening your brain. You're doing this for us, you know? As you're putting together the pieces of the puzzle, you know, we piece together our own perception. We help other people with their perception, you know? Because it's like, oh, wow, I never saw it like that. The master is the master because they're always a student. The scientist is the best because he's the experiment as well. Oh, wow, the, the dancer becomes the dancer. The poet becomes the painter becomes the painting, right? The foot, you know, the musician becomes the music, right? So the creator becomes the creation. It's like there is no separation. That's the message that we need now in the nation, right? Like people to understand that you can be both. Right.
In order to really understand the craft, because a lot of the times I think that's what I was missing, because working, I want to work with my writing, and it's, you get so caught up on trying to make sense of your writing, but it's like you have to be able to see the other shoe. Would you want to read this? Like, is this something you're interested, and you have to let that interest, like I feel like when people, I get so caught up on saying I'm so boring, I'm this, that, but it's like everyone is interested, everyone's interesting, but it's like we close our lights so deeply inside, we lock it, we let it out, and I think some people and I'm gonna put myself in the shoe and be brave. I put myself in a shoe where I'll intentionally make myself boring in order to sort of be scared of my own light, my own creativity, my own funness, and I'm getting so scared of my uniqueness, and realizes that there's people who actually want to hear what you have to say. There's people who really push me and be like, you need to push this, you need to keep doing this, you need to keep sharing. And I'll just be caught up and say, there's something missing in this thing. I need to put more into it. But it's like, someone's going to listen to it. But it's like, we have to step away from ourselves and let it through. And that's the energy of Leo, is being that fun, entertaining. And I'm learning to sort of be like, you know what? I'm going to try out this music, or listen to this, or watch this show, or just to branch out my likeness and desire. And I feel like when you build that desire, that you attract more, because you're letting yourself to be that child again. I think that's just what we need to be, is become a child. I love surrounding myself. I think my best work experience I ever had was being in my old school, elementary school, and they said, would you choose the grade 6 or the nursery? And I said nursery. I want the 5-year-olds. I want to be around them because they were so fascinated about me. Like, they wanted to be around me. They wanted to hear I had this necklace, was an owl, and they were like, what is that? And they were so fascinated. And I was like, that was me when I was younger. And they were like, oh, it's break time is over. You got stuff there, and they're like, oh, I want to hear more what she has to say. So I feel like we have to go back to what we were interested in, what was our childlike, and that's where our truth is, because children will regardlessly say the truth, regardless. They say what's on their heart, and that's where we're trying to go to, is the heart is with the child, and the mind is with the adult. So are we trying to be the adult, or are we trying to be the child?
Wow. That's the revelation. You know, what are we trying to be? What are we trying to do? You know? And what is the actual energy of your inner child that wants to come through? You know, that wants to be with you, that wants to be free with you, and that doesn't want to be stifled. Thank you so much for that message, Nestle. You know? It's so powerful. It's so strong, and people are resonating. People can resonate completely with what you're saying. it changes everything, you know, just your approach. So let me see real quick. Yeah, Navia says authenticity is your currency. And Andrea says we have learned in this society we need to pay back when we receive. It's so important to give without expecting to get something back, trusting in the universe, live the deserve. We will get back, but without expecting, just as we breathe. We are children that got too serious about life. You know, one of the things that you said, Nestle, that really spoke to me as well. You know, one of the biggest things that held me back from creating, from doing what you're doing right now, from letting that inner child come through, from letting that inner light shine, and from just speaking your truth. Do you know what the biggest thing that held me back?
What?
Perfectionism, right? Like thinking that I needed to get it right before I got it going, or thinking that the energy always had to be flowing, thinking that everything had to be spot on, had to be right on time, right on target, right on this, right on that, and just instead of just letting it be whatever it is. You said something brilliant, you know, it reminds you of our deepest fear. What is our deepest fear? They say it's not that we are inadequate,
Yeah.
but that we are powerful beyond measure, right? That inner light could shine so bright that it could be blinding for someone else, or not the right timing for someone else would stop us from working on ourselves, from expressing ourselves in that way, you know, for letting someone know, hey, it's okay, right?
I
So yeah, go ahead.
I remember writing that in my journal,
Mm-hmm.
a really, really old journal, and there's one I've actually watched I was the one with Kiki Palmer, where the original piece was at, and then Coach Carter, and both were inspirational movies. And I was like, it wasn't, and they mentioned something about hiding your light is not going to serve anyone. It's not going to do anything. So it goes full circle again. And Andy Trushaw was mentioning trust in the universe. Everything has a process. Greatness takes time. Yes, it does. Like they say, Rome doesn't it ain't built in a day. So we can't rush the process. I think that's where we're running from, the process, because we want to get to the cheerlead, the cheering, the cheerleader, and everyone coming together, and the end of the movie. I feel like everyone wants the from the beginning and then just go straight to the end and just just cheering on, but it's like we miss the part where the growth is, and we just take it all out, which is unfortunate. And I feel like we're living at a time where people are starting to notice that that's needed. I mean, there's enough time where, someone told me you cannot take shortcuts. Shortcuts would lead to quicker endings. So it's like you can't rush it. You really can't. And I appreciate for those who've come in.
Yeah, much love, much appreciation. You know, all the words that you spoke today have been so touching, you know, and so timely, and yeah, so timeless. These are timeless teachings, and I love that you always are growing. You always are just learning. You know, you never say that I have arrived, but we have more to go. But yeah, thank you for this, because I'm a Leo rising myself. We have similar dynamics when it comes to that energy. So this is actually helping me learn more about myself as well and connect with that inner child. Don't be afraid to smile. Don't be afraid to laugh. And don't be afraid what the people say in your class, right? It's okay.
Right. Gratitude for sharing your wisdom. Thank you. I'm learning to share a lot. I think that's one of the things. I'm reading this book. It's a very I was putting it off for a while. I read through it, then I kind of ignored the lessons, which is very terrible of me. It's called the Soul Contract Decode. It's really good. It's very practical. Um, you are. It's sort of like you got like this, the Merkaba, and it has the physical karma, the spiritual karma, your goals, your talents, and then you got the soul destiny, which is like an encompassed thing, and you use just only your birth certificate name, and because the name has power, and with that comes numbers. And I was looking into it, and one of my physical karma is learning to unmask this masking that I've done throughout my life and getting to the point of being okay with speaking the truth, being okay with, being out there and showing, because I feel like even as, I consider myself a healer because healers, right? A lot of the times you go through so much challenges and tribulations. With that, actually creates a stronger light to other people to say, you know what, it's okay to unmask, it's okay for that, and you're not going to get persecuted. It's not like a witch trial, but yeah, I feel like I'm learning to sort of. I think the best thing for speaking the truth is just share and have conversations like this, and I'm grateful, and the fact that it's my first live, which is it's been interesting. And I actually told myself I'm not going to expect anything. I'm just gonna let it flow, see how that shit goes.
See?
Oh my god, I, it didn't last. It didn't last. You know what? I'm gonna be honest. Swearing is part of my.
Oh no, I wasn't saying anything about
No,
that.
no. I have to say this because
Go ahead.
I feel like as part of a growth thing, I feel like people are afraid to be authentic with every part of aspects of themselves. If swearing is a part of you, and it comes through it, because again, words are passion, and it's not, it's not. Because I study word of etymology. Words, whatever you, because a lot of times when they hear swearing, they say, "Oh, it's coming out of low vibration," or "It's coming from harshness," but it's like certain words, like I'm not. I'm learning to kind of lessen it, but it happens. But I'm learning to be comfortable and be real with myself. But yeah, I do swear a lot. I don't look like I swear, but again, it comes from passion, and it's put in knowing that it's okay. If you goofy, you're ghetto, you're ratchet, you are loud, you you know uh, you're terrible. It don't matter. I feel like people need to learn to self-accept and to accept others, because if you out here grouching around with people and saying, oh, they need to just, but it's like, who are you to say that? It's like, yeah. You know what, sometimes I have my moments where I'll be like, forget it, I'm gonna say whatever, because I feel like people need to hear that. I feel like people need to say, you know what, you know no blockages, because if when you block yourself, you're blocking your truth, you know you're blocking everything. And I had a hard time, especially my throat chakra, to work with not getting so scared and weakened by my own words, and getting comfortable with that no one is going to get you. And I think this coming from a past life, because I had a dream about being persecuted at a stake. It felt like a witch trial, and I have this habit of getting burnt all the time, which is weird. I'll like be careful, but then I get burnt. I'm like, oh my god, I'm burnt again. But that I've had that dream when I was younger, and the first word that came up was pyre, And I was a kid, I was like, what the hell is that? What is that word? So I looked it up and it said it was done in a witch trial. And I was like, oh shit, I was on a witch trial. So I think that that fear of my knowledge and my wisdom, and it took me a while to be okay with my information and not getting so caught up on typing internet and saying, is my information okay? Is my this is that, you know, um, uh, I'm I'm being okay with not getting persecuted and saying this is this life. No one's going to come after you. No one's going to attack you. And someone's mentioned swearing to me is a lack of self-control. It limits your listener. I mean, as long as you're being respectful, um, and you're not constantly saying, you're not going out of control again. It's just certain things, it does come out. And I think for people to persecute people for saying a couple of swear words is kind of ridiculous. I'm working on not doing so much, and I want to be more respectful with my words. But if it does come out, I feel like people need to be loving and understand that it is going to come out. And if it does come out, be loving and not judge people. You may be very good at self-controlling yourself, but it's like for other people, they may be on that journey of working on that. So I feel like be loving people, be loving. So I don't like persecuting people, because I feel it. I feel it every time. Um, and I think I have that gift of feeling that emotion. And I had a hard time feeling that emotion and being okay with the emotion, because when you feel that emotion, you actually feel what people are trying to say. So it's not just words, but it's the frequency of that emotion that you feel from that word. So I think I've said enough. I don't know if you have anything to add. I'm going to
Just gratitude. I love that you've come to your own solution, that you don't feel so much persecution, right? And that you were able to come to a place where you didn't need all the confirmation, you didn't need all the validation, but you could be your own inner affirmation. And that's a powerful way for manifestation. You're becoming more magnetic, you know, already right now as you speak. Your voice attracts. It draws people to you that resonate. So you're so great. You're so great. And it's
thank
never,
you.
even though this is the first live, you're a natural. You're a natural. You were born for this, right? You were made for this. So blessings to you. I can't wait to see where you grow from here. Yeah.
Thank one thing that's on my mind right now is I hope I save this live. Oh, why is that on the back of my head? It's like, make sure to save it. Make sure that it's record, because but I'm not gonna worry about that. It's a natural occurrence. I'm always analytical. It's gonna be part of me, and I think just recognizing. I feel like saying it. I'm recognizing my thought, but I'm also being like, it's not part of me, but it's an extension. So it's not, that makes sense. Hope everyone was enjoying the conversation.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. And whoever sees this, on the replay will enjoy it as well. The energy is still there. The energy, once you put out the energy, it ripples, and the ripples don't stop. You never see
definitely.
that. They just keep going on. So, yeah. Yeah. Keep going.
I'm gonna keep going. And I said to someone, this is this is not the end. This is the beginning. All smiles during this live. Thank you. Yes, smiles. It's amazing. Yes, we are. At least, yes, we are. At least I am. This energy will continue to spread. Yes, it's going to spread. It's going to expand. I'm excited. I feel like I'm getting to a point where I'm being contented. And then if I do have times where I'm like, I'm just gonna look back this, I'm gonna look back and say, remember, Nestle, you have done this. You have achieved something. With this, like this is a cornerstone of what you've like grown from.
Yeah.
And be grateful.
Yeah. Let this be a testament. Let this be a time capsule. You can look back on this and say, Nestle, remember. Remember that you are amazing. Remember that you, you are brilliant. You are resilient, right? Remember. Yeah. So,
Cheers. Cheers to more lives, better vibes, content great version. Thank you. I'm proud of you. I know you're proud of me.
so till
You know what? I wore the color purple today. Um, Being a life past 7, I have to wear more purple colors. So I guess the colors are helping. The colors are helping when you wear a particular color at a particular frequency. So, and it's funny because there's 7 people in. Numbers always pop in for me. I don't know if I'm the only one.
no, you're not the only one, you know. And thank goodness, you know, you're not the.
Oh, I don't go mad.
So till the next time. Till the next time.
Till next time.
Much love.
Peace. I'm gonna end this.